the song. It's such a good song. Hello, everyone, and welcome to A Better You. That's the podcast, but we also have on there through prayer and fasting because I literally believe that is one of the keys to the success that I have in my life, just being a human with God connected to me. I believe prayer and fasting is the key for me. And I have my wonderful co-host, producer next to me, Desiree Valdez. And then we have our special, amazing Dr. Adrian Finkelstein back with us again today. And Dr. Finkelstein's going to be here every first Tuesday of the month. And I'm so excited about that because I call him Mr. Positivity. What do you think, Desiree? Do you think he's
No,
Mr.
I do. Yeah, it is. I'm so happy to see Brother Adrian and Dr. Adrian. Absolutely. So yes, it was good news. I think I said yes. Awesomeness. I did.
Where'd he
So,
go at? Where's he at,
all
Desiree?
right.
There he is. There's the man of the hour.
Yes.
Thank you for having me.
Well, last week, Dr. Adrian, we had the chat was filled with people, and I was so shocked. I started to look again at the end of the 3 hours later, and I couldn't believe how many comments we had. So I hope there's some people on today that are here to listen, and they just love you out there. And I'm going to start with Desiree. So Desiree, how are you doing today? Then we're going to find out how Dr. Adrian's doing. How are
Oh,
you
thanks.
doing,
Thank you
Desiree?
for asking me. Oh, I am blessed. I'm so thankful to be able to be here today with everybody. And thank you so much for joining us. And I see already as we're growing, and so I hope to that we share more light and wisdom. I'm thankful. It's like let me see. I think we were talking about I was fasting, so yeah, I'm in the middle of a fast right now myself. I'm actually kind of having what I think we have. What's that? Deja vu right now. Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, yeah.
Live.
I fasted
Okay.
yesterday, so I think this is perfect. I think this is a great thing that you're fasting, and so and are you fasting just for your health or for spiritual alignment today?
Oh, myself. For both. Personally, for my personal self, yeah, I do. I've chosen to live a more healthful living. So, the foods that I eat, I'm trying to be more conscious as much as I can. Secondly, though, and most importantly, primarily, is the spiritual alignment. Mhm.
So, Dr. Adrian, how are you doing today?
Well, to answer your question, first of all, I thank you for calling me Mr. Positivity. And that's why when I wake up in the morning, as I said in prior sessions, I make a decision to feel great.
Yeah, yeah.
So
You do. You wake
that's
up
the
and
way
say,
I feel.
yeah, yeah. So, Dr. Adrian, today I want to share more about you. But one of the things I noticed on the chat last week was a lady warrior or Marie. She was asking, "Do you fast for your health?" And I think that you do because you were part of my book. Could you talk about your thoughts on fasting and for wellness and mental health?
Well, I have a word that I expressed before, and that is that be careful how you do it. In life, we don't want to bite more than we can chew. And I think that stands up in face of any situation in life, not just food. And it has to do with our level of well-being versus stress. So when we are stressed and we chew uh, more than we can, then this is what happens. We are overwhelmed, and our inner little child, the subconscious, the physical body, are under stress. So to answer personally, what I do,
Yeah.
I'm on the same page of your book in fasting. Certainly, I'm a physician, and so I'm careful to see if what I do is correct in fasting, because there are some of my patients and people that are not ready to fast. But it's good to have a checkup by your family doctor, and to make sure that when you start this process, and most people can fast, but there are
Right.
some that can't. So just because of those, it's okay to have a checkup and to make sure that you can fast, and how much you can fast, and how long, and so forth. And there are different types of fast, as we know. In the Jewish tradition, they fast in Yom Kippur, which is the Day of Atonement. And that's one day. That's only one day of the year of 365 days. So I don't know. And the others may fast, like in Islam, they may fast in Ramadan, so many, but it's not the fast, complete fast that we talk about, but they fast, they eat once a day, I guess, at night or something. But for 40 days or 30 days, 30 days. So I think, well, I don't know. I think that is helpful from a spiritual point of view too, not just physically, uh, to eliminate poisons in the body, to let the body recover, not to be overwhelmed with substances that become poisonous. So, and not only that we lose weight, but and we feel better, and we need to know also how to eat, because because people swallow food, they don't taste it, they don't enjoy it. They go through life. It's the prototype, you know. You go and not, you don't smell even a flower. You just go straight, goal oriented, and you miss the flowers. So we need to stop and smell a flower from time to time. But how you eat is taking into account the physiological process and the psychological, spiritual ones. That uh, first of all, we bite, and we have teeth for that, and we take a certain amount of food in our mouth, and then people swallow it because they have an appointment or something, or they get in a rush. We live in a fast lane nowadays, overachievers. So we have to keep the food in the mouth and savor it, put it in touch with every button of taste, and enjoy it. Ah, it's good.
Mhm.
Then that takes time. That takes time. It was realized through studies, physiological ones, that the center of hunger in the brainstem, it needs basically about uh, 20 minutes or so to be satisfied by exposure to food. It's not so much the quantity as the quality of this exposure. And the result is that we eat less and enjoy it more. And when we swallow, we don't have to take another bite immediately. We have to
Mhm.
wait about 8 seconds. It's calculated that for the bolus of food to travel into the esophagus and to the stomach takes about an average 8 seconds.
Mhm. Fascinating.
Hmm.
So people don't wait, as I said, they're in a hurry.
Mm-hmm.
They have to have a party or something. Anyway, uh, and that party, they eat the same way because they want to dance. So I think people have to become more consciously aware of themselves. What's spirituality? What's the definition of spirituality? Spirituality is being consciously related to what? To your body, to your inner little child, to the surroundings, to the flower you smell, to the food you eat, and higher and higher and higher, and finally, as a matter of fact, primordially, you have the highest relationship with God Almighty within and everywhere. And that's the peak of spirituality.
Mm,
Very good.
yes.
Very good. And
Whew.
I was thinking about the part where you're talking about the poisons and getting the poisons out of the things that, and if you watch we have a lot of animals, so if you watch the animals, our dogs, for instance, cats, horses, all of them, they will not eat. Like if there's something wrong with them, that's the one thing they just know that they're not supposed to eat. And it's like a process, but they know you don't just keep putting more food in your mouth. And another thing about them is most of them will stop when they have had enough. They know that the right amount is there. And I think it's amazing if you're aware of watching how they, well, of course, not all of them. Like our goats could probably eat, but even them, they get to a point. But it's like we become, after a certain point, like 20 minutes. He was mentioning the 20 minutes. That's almost like really, if you take the time, then you are satiated. And that's one of the things I think I found out the most on the journey was also learning about a thing called ghrelin. How when I think I'm hungry, I mean, it's just I haven't waited. It's like I have a time clock or had a time clock in my stomach that when I wake up, I'm supposed to eat. My stomach says, I'm hungry. Well, I mean, what if I just waited an extra hour, 2 hours? Am I still hungry? No. It's like your body, it has a signal, hey, eat, but it's really there's a part of us that can be, it's almost like not real. Like we need to give it a break. And I have found that, like I'm going to talk about what I fast every day just this week. So yesterday I did not fast really. I had a regular 8 hour window of food. I didn't cut back on whatever I wanted. I didn't eat a lot, but I didn't, make too many great choices. I mean, it wasn't like a party or anything, but I wasn't like being super conscious about what I'm eating. Like I had a sandwich, So, but the day that was the day before. So on Monday, I was consciously aware, and I fasted for 12 hours. And during the whole day, by the time I did eat, it was just some fruit and some other healthy food. I felt so much better. I felt so much better than the day before. So I think what I love about learning how to this process of intermittent fasting is that it gives us a time to take a break from what we were doing. And mentally and psychologically, we can test what the food is doing to us. How is it reacting to us? And what does that mean? Do we want to keep eating that same food, or do we want to, or do we make a choice and say, hey, I actually felt better when I didn't make that choice? That kind of that, like if you're driving down the road and I drive by, I used to want to stop at McDonald's and get a drink. I didn't have to get the food, but I would want a Coke. And that's when I talk about that in the book, when I feel like I was under like, I never really was a Coke drinker, but I would literally see a McDonald's and drive there every day to get a Coke. I don't do that anymore because I realized what it was, and how it was some type of an influence making me in a way like the child Dr. Adrian talks about. I believe that we have emotional children from our lives that are still there saying, hey, go get the Coke. I believe that, and I've seen them with clients, and I know that we have these They have the ability to continue to be with us, telling us, why don't we go ahead? Hey, you're sad. Go ahead and have some ice cream. Oh, no, no. Yeah, so I mean, I think that that's one of the things that I love that we can share with people so they can understand it's not just that we're weak, it's just we need to retrain and rethink about and open that and expand and not eat as much as we feel we should. Right, you guys?
Hmm.
Go ahead. Whoever
Yeah,
wants to
well,
talk.
I just wanted to make a point here that I agree with what you said, and I think it's a way to deal with this issue. And you asked me before personally what I do, and certainly I don't want to take all your time here. That's why I didn't say everything,
Oh,
but
no, no.
but I want to add something. That I think it's important, and that is we don't want to come to a point that we experience something very unpleasant, like I did in my life
Yeah.
40 years ago when they diagnosed me with terminal, very aggressive cancer that spread to my lungs, and they gave me only 1% survival of 5 years if I'm treated and operated on and so forth. So I didn't listen to that, and I followed a holistic way of healing myself, and I did. And in 6 weeks I was healed. But I don't want to come back to explain all that in detail. But since then, I was paying attention to my diet, and I decided I'm going to become a vegetarian.
Mm.
And uh, though here and there I cheated in quotes by eating a piece of fish, or by having a piece of chicken, but in general a vegetarian. So and I used vitamins because in our food we don't find all the ingredients that they find in the primitive life. And you mentioned the animals; they know what to do, and that is because the animals don't have a choice created by God, as humans were given by it. So we have a conscious. The animals don't have that. They have the subconscious, the inner little child that's programmed to control the physical body under the direct supervision of God. We have to connect between that towards our conscious, between our subconscious and superconscious God. But they don't have that. They don't have the conscious, so they directly do it instinctively, and they are supervised directly by God. So they
Hmm.
know what they are doing in terms of eating. So
Wow. What I don't think any I've ever heard it explained better than that.
Yes, I agree. And
Wow.
I totally see it that way too,
yeah,
in a sense.
yeah.
And
That blows
I
my
s-
mind.
Yeah, but that's the truth. And I'll tell you, it's not my invention. I learned from Rosita Rodriguez, that my first spiritual mentor, in 1980 when I met her. So, and I never forget that, and I see she's right.
that
So,
they just that the animals just they just know their path, that that's just their destiny, and it's just I mean they're here for us.
oh yeah, well, I'm honored to
I mean,
think
like,
that
for
God
I
is.
mean, because they help us plow, or they help us, for so many reasons, the purpose. But it's true though, I don't see the animals. They know their purpose. Like when I don't know if you ever feel connected with with your pet or anything. It's just like you could tell them all the problems in the world, and it's like they already know. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I know.
They're very
It's
psychic,
like
yeah.
yeah, it's like they already know. It's like, yeah,
The psychic belongs to the subconscious, not to the conscious. The conscious
uh,
has intellect, reasoning, and will. That's all.
mm,
Intellect, reasoning, and will, and the capacity to choose either to be spiritual, to be with God, or to make
mm,
this world a God, which is bad
interesting.
if if it's done in the bad way. So it
Mhm,
opens the portal for the devil. So You understand?
I can see
But,
that.
but to come back to the content of what we eat, since I had that and I was healed by God, not by me. I just followed God. I got rid of my conscience and connected with God like an animal. So it instructed me what to do. So then I decided to look at the foods and to take the vitamins and minerals that are missing usually in the food, um, eh, preferably from natural sources. Uh, and I still do that. As a matter of fact, you want to see here, I'm 87 year old, and look here, these are vitamins.
Mm. Well, that's why you're so
Yeah.
sharp.
So I'm doing what I'm preaching. So I'm not. I try not to be ludicrous. So, um, but
Yeah.
it's very important to have enough protein in
Hmm.
your food. Even if you eat vegetarian food, you can find it in lentil, in
Yep.
other, in beans, in
Hmm.
tofu. I mean, you find it in so many in
Yogurts,
Mediterranean diet. That
nuts.
the Italians eat. I eat a lot of penne arrabbiata. I like spicy. I'm a Scorpio. I like spicy. But well, that's my bedtime. But anyway,
I
so
No,
but
that's
in
like
order to
spicy
get
too.
down, Mary Poppins will do it with honey for the pill to go down. I do it with spice. Anyway, so
Yeah.
so I eat not too much because I think, according to what I explained before, we have to take time in the process of eating, enjoying it,
Oh, yes.
and understanding the physiological process, not rushing, not biting
Hmm.
more than we can chew, and so forth and so on. Relax, enjoy life, enjoy life. God wants us to enjoy life,
Yeah.
not to be sad and to say, "Oh, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna go
Right.
to heaven. Am I going to wake up tomorrow?" No, I don't care. I
Speak
don't.
life and
I know that
positivity.
I reincarnate. That was the life of my study and the study of my life,
Hmm.
reincarnations. Though I'm a
Hmm.
physician, I'm a board certified psychiatrist, I'm a professor of psychiatry at 3 universities. So
Hmm.
I'm retired from there now. But
Hmm.
but the point is, um,
Hey, I believe in the resurrection.
yeah,
Reincarnation. I mean, like, hey, I
yeah.
believe it. You got, yes.
So
Yeah, brother.
every time we're coming back, we're becoming more and more positive. We're calling me Mr.
Hmm.
Positive. I went through 27 of my lives already that are close to what I have to experience. Obviously, there are more than that, but I don't know, and
Wow.
I'm not interested right now.
Wow.
I'm interested in what I have to focus on now and to
Hmm.
transmit it to others through you, through the
Hmm.
unseen realm, and
Yeah.
anything else, because I love people, I love God, and I think we have to be uh, together. um, we see the transsexuals nowadays; they are mixed
Hmm.
up because
Hmm.
because they come from different incarnations in which they were different gender, and they got a habit to be that gender, and now they come in another body that is the opposite gender, and they are a turn. I mean, they are confused. They go. They have operations that are irreversible. They suffer. They become psychotic, criminally insane. Some of them. Um, um, it's just a small minority, but enough to make a dent in
Yes.
our society. So which is not a good one. So I guess
Yeah.
these mass murders, shootings, and things. You know,
Mm.
we have to be natural, to be with God, to learn from the animals. My father used to say, "You have to learn from anybody, including a child, including an animal."
right.
Mm.
And one of the things, what kind of going back to what you were talking about with the current news, is what are we eating? What are we eating? What poisons have been put into
Yes.
the systems of the medications or the food that these
There are 30,000 ingredients, preservatives in our American food.
Mm,
30,000. Each one is researched and it's okay. But in combination, God knows what they do to our body. Um, and they may catch us, vulnerable, and especially the devil, and find the portal. So, what I'm saying,
right. When we're talking about putting food in our bodies and everything, the way you described it, Dr. Adrian, is absolutely perfect. And I remember learning I didn't grow up understanding healthy living. I grew up very I guess in a very Chicano household style, Latin American, and also too like middle American, because my stepdad was
right.
from Fort Wayne, Indiana. But anyhow, what I wanted to say is knowing and understanding that process. When I read about that, about eating and all that, and understanding how it works, the dynamics, the synapses in the brain, and all that, it takes discipline
Yeah.
and control, and it takes like self awareness. And it actually, though, the the person can also elevates the experience in a sense that you actually taste the food. You can
Yeah.
taste the natural compounds, the like a carrot. You can taste the natural sweetness of a carrot. Like the tomatoes, you can taste the delicious acidities and like the fruit of the tomatoes. I mean, like, and we miss all of this when, like as you say, we're in a rush, and we all like it's a race, understandably, but that knowledge that we lack and that you just shared, and I'm glad you did, because I haven't heard that since I was like 18, which is what, almost 30 years from so I'm so thankful that you share that with the audience now in 2025, to know that, because there's other kids and people like me back then. There's other Desirees that were 18 looking for, how can I help? And that is definitely a way to help with fasting, also with healthy living, because our body, for me, I understand my body is my temple. And so what I put in, or the clean foods I put in, the junk food I put in, anything, it's just like anything you put in is it's gonna affect how I run spiritually, emotionally, mentally. And so sugars too, and all that, when we're talking about natural foods and all that. Oh, I saw that the UK did a study. You probably know about this, Dr. Adrian, or the UK, was that they did a study about criminals for sugar, and most of them, when they did a study of how many criminals that committed violent crimes or whatnot, that what did they eat in the morning? It was such a high sugar meal, like don't powdered donuts, sugar, chips, and yeah, it
My
was like
favorite
really
diet.
processed food, that a lot of all these violent criminals, that's what they found a factor was fast food and junk food in these diets. And I worked in the system, so I saw it. And used to talk to people. And yeah, it's just, and then go into a social economic kind of thing. But anyways, I
yeah, but
digress. There we go.
it's very interesting what you're saying. You knew at age 18, and when I'm talking here and to people that are viewers, I'm not talking in order to preach or to teach
No, no.
something they don't know, but just to remind many of them what they already
Mm,
know, but they don't apply. Because
mm.
my father used to say, theory is theory, but the practice kills you. So, so people
So
know,
true.
but they don't practice. So, why they don't practice? Because we have a subconscious, and the subconscious as is the seat of emotions and desire and habits. We're a creature of habit, and
Mm.
in most of us, most of the time, like 95% of us, 95% of the time, are ruled by our inner little child or animal spirit that has habits. So we are a creature of habit. So though we know better, we don't do it. So what is the solution then? I remember treating people in the past that were addicted to food and to different other substances, like even heroin, and I would take them at the basement of the hospital in a circle, hold hands, and shout from the top of our lungs as we put an inscription in each on the wall that I'm a winner because or I'm
Mm.
healed, and then we'll shout from the top of our lungs, I am healed, I am healed, I am healed, until, or I'm a winner, until looking, reading what is our purpose on a piece of paper or something. This is what we want to achieve. And then that is called the shouting affirmation. And when this, at what point you shout until you get a strong emotional response, then you know that the inner child, the animal spirit that has the emotions, said, me too, I'm a winner too, I'm healed too.
Ah,
And if the child, if the animal spirit says that, you're in business because it's programmed to control your health. It's going to
yeah.
be.
Mm.
Yeah, because there is a part
Interesting.
of
You
us
may
that
overcome.
knows.
This is, gives motivation, like
Yep.
in football. Let's whip them. Let's win. We're winners.
Mhm,
Well,
mhm,
touting, So,
mhm,
but the subconscious says, "Me too." Or the young girl listens to her sister. The 16-year-old is going to prom. I'm going to prom. I'm going to dance with this and that. I'm going to, oh, yeah. It makes a lot of fuss of that. And the little girl says, Mom, I want to go too. Well, so the same thing with our inner child. When
Um,
we, with a conscious mind, we shout, then we motivate our inner child to win, to be healed, to heal us, our body.
I like that. I love that.
mm,
Because there is that part of us that, um, well, like, for instance, me. I grew up with a mom that had to work all the time. So she would drive and ride a bus to downtown Dallas every
mhm,
day, 5 days a week. And I would see her, say goodbye in the morning. But I'm little, right? So, and my dad wasn't around much, so we were kind of like on our own a lot of times. And I would just eat whatever we had in the house, and we didn't have that much money all the time. But I mean, I just remember always, having that child part of me as I grew up too. Like when I was able to actually go and buy whatever food I wanted, I'm like, oh yeah, I could buy whatever
mhm,
food I want. I could do what I want. But I could see how in as that child that didn't get to have a lot of food, or that part of me that I grew up with without having any restrictions or supervision consistently, like if I had had a mom that was home with us all the time or a father that was there all the time, I would have had more rules. So I've had to learn to discipline myself. In fact, I'm shocked at how disciplined I am. I wish I would have known I could have been disciplined more my whole life. you know, I really have it in me to do it. I just didn't have people showing me really how to be disciplined. So I see that Desiree, she loves discipline. She said, "Oh, I love." What do you
yeah.
did you grow up with some strict discipline, or were you like me, where you had to kind of become on your own to learn discipline?
Mercedes, this is a very excellent point what you made, because it reminds me that even Warren Buffett, the billionaire, he did it for money. We can do it for health, but he says that the secret of success is 50% discipline. I agree with that. If not 50%, maybe 50.5%. I don't know.
Mhm,
But the point is, it takes that discipline, and also he said, in order to win, also you need another 25% of persistence and determination,
Ah, wow.
because of doing what you like to do the most, and it's good, it's positive for you, for people. So that gives you already a range of success of 75%. What is the other 25%? Well, the other 25% has to do with meditation, with affirmations, with everything we're talking about here, techniques, things, but above all, with a prayer to God. Because believe in prayer. I wrote a post recently about that, and I expanded on this. Prayer is not just praying to God and asking, though you can have this two-way a conversation with God, and that's part of the prayer. Because if God could create everything there is there, it could also communicate with each of the 8 billion fingerprints we have with us, and know individually what we need and help us when we did our best. God will do the rest. The infinite.
Yes.
I like
Or I could do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I mean, like, was it? One of my favorite one is anything is possible with God, because God could do the impossible. And oh, I gotta go look that one up. But yes, it's so true. I love it.
you
Yeah,
know
but I'm
I was
just reminding people things they already know, not only from this incarnation, from previous ones too. It's just that sometimes I'd have to do hypnosis, as I did with thousands of them over my lifetime. And the hypnosis was in order to find out what happened, what was going on at that time. That explains what's going on now.
Yeah,
Mm,
and that's important because a lot of these things are in our subconscious mind that we don't remember. So we've had, like, I experienced sexual trauma at a young age, and I think that that really, was a secret. And
mhm.
so it was a secret that I kept, and it really affected me through my life. But I think when I look back and I've worked on myself so much, through the years now, I mean, even 6 years ago, but just knowing that that little part of me, she needed to be healed, that from that trauma that was hidden and I really never spoke about. So I think about all these people that they don't get that chance. Hi, Overbuilt Automotive. We got some people I need to
But you know what
recognize.
is so fascinating, Mercedes, Desiree, and viewers, what's so fascinating is that when you get to know yourself and what happened to you before, that explains all the problems you have now. Things clear automatically. You don't have to even shout as a shouting affirmation at all, because that's part of the prayer. uh, that is not just asking for things, supplicating. It's just doing God's things. Be charitable, be nice to people, be compassionate, be loving to other people. That's what God is. This is part of a prayer. And even now, I'm looking on the wall, and my friend Valerie bought to me a lighting sign that reads, "Life is beautiful." And I light it up and I look at it. That's a prayer to God already. You know, uh, prayer to God is not just formally, it's in the way we behave, the way we talk personally with God, and
Yeah,
it's talking back to us, and it's helping us like it helped me to get rid of cancer.
yeah.
Mhm.
So true, so true. And so basically, are you saying in a way that, which I know this is how I felt, is that it was through God. I mean, like when I really started to learn Ho'oponopono and trained with a kahuna who I love, but I learned then also, this is before Bill Bean and the deliverances and things, but I learned then how to go backwards and to remove and forgive those things that even I couldn't even remember, but I had strings attached to me from the past. So just kind of like releasing that, but you do that through prayer. And I think that to get back to the prayer and fasting, I think that that is why it's the key. Like if we can remove it, cleanse it, release it, pray over it, it just, God just takes it. He really does. God really does.
You know, sometimes I look at this.
Okay. Oh,
That's from my
Ah,
daughter. That's from my daughter. Because, you know, we live, we're not isolated islands. As they say, no man is an island. We are together. And as we spread the good news, like Jesus did spread the good news, we really help the whole to be happy. We cannot be happy alone individually without the happiness of the whole.
mm, God is love.
yeah. God is love. And I got to say thank you. I see some really amazing people on our chat right now. Hello, everybody. And thank you so much for being back again. This is week 4, I believe. We're on week 4,
Thank you.
Dennis. Yeah. And so they love you. You know, they just love you. All of you, you guys. And we love you. We love you, Trish and Lady Warrior. We got Overbuilt Automotive, who was from our Warrior Mode. So we say hi to him, and I wonder, I don't know if Vincent's on today. There's a lot of people I couldn't see on the chat last time, so we may have other chats going, and I just can't see them. So thank you all for being here. We really appreciate it. So we're kind of coming to the 12:43. So what I want to make sure people understand is that Sunday is going to be the first Sunday of the month. So those of you, I'm looking at me in the mirror here, this thing. Those of you that would like to participate in the first Sunday of the month, prayer and fasting, I'm offering you this opportunity to join with us. And literally, and I've done some real prayer and thought on this. I should I say that we should only do the fasting with water and no food? But like I just talked to Desiree a minute ago, and now get a confirmation from Dr. Adrian, is like, I believe that we should be fasting from whatever it is that we need to fast from. So, Dr. Adrian, if people want to fast, it's the same, and Desiree too. It's if we just fast from something that we need to fast from, or fast from sugar, or fast from too much social media. Do you think that that's just as good, right, to do on our prayer and fasting day?
That's fine. That's very good. You know, and we when we do it in groups, we augment that power of healing within. And as I said before, we're all one, and one with uh, the superior intelligence that created us, God Almighty. So I guess
Hmm.
yeah, we need to do that. You know, but you know, paradoxically, what you are offering in your book and in your practice is very valuable to the world, because as long as it's supervised by a doctor, as I said before, so that the people that uh, don't fit, which are probably a very small minority, they will
Hmm.
they will not damage themselves. But otherwise,
Right.
it's a beautiful thing, and paradoxically, by practicing it, you enjoy more food, and anything you ingest in yourself, you take from outside and share. And I'm talking about good things. We all have a good part, a good inclination, and an evil inclination that the society created. We want to just shun it. And as we have this good inclination, we want to manifest it in different ways. That's a beautiful way what you're proposing. So I think paradoxically, you eat less, you enjoy it more, you become slimmer and fit, and
Hmm.
you prolong your life. You enjoy it better. You have more energy. You're detoxified. So I'm all for it.
Hmm.
Yay.
And me personally, I feel like there's a couple of things. I mean, we're all adults, and to make this as an adult decision, like Dr. Adrian was saying, like, make good choices, be mindful, it's not a punishment to, as far as like, I've seen some people where they don't want to take their medication or something like that. Take your medication, like take care of your health, like that's what he's talking about when he's saying, like do that, like don't hurt yourself. It's nothing that's supposed to be like that. This is to improve your life, to improve your spirit, to improve yourself. So if you feel that it's not, then something's wrong. There's gonna be like, it's gonna, how's that? It's that good pain. Like when you're working out. That's what I try to tell people. It's like when you're working out, you have workout and then you're like, oh, I'm a little sore. But you're sore because you work the muscle, it's a good pain, it's like, but it goes away. To me, sometimes it's like fasting is a muscle because it's our heart's a muscle as well. Our mind, I mean, I don't know if it's a muscle or not, but like I always tell we have muscle memory exercises and stuff like that. But yeah, I do. So I think that, yes, sir. Go ahead, Dr.
The
Adrian.
function creates the organs, and I would add to that, the good function creates the good organ.
Mm, yeah, see, good function, good organ.
Right.
Nice.
So with all that said, I do want to say what Dr. Adrian has said, and I do say that in the book. You should check with your doctor. I mean, there are people that can't fast for very long. There are people that have blood sugar issues and things like that.
Hmm.
Joe is one of these people. Like I told him, I was telling Des, I said, "Are you going to fast with us? We got the whole group going, or some people doing this with us." Joe, for the first time, we've got real people that are interested in doing this with us. And he said, yeah, but he can't. He can only do about 8 hours. And I said, that's perfect. You don't have to do the 24 hours because
Let
Right.
me give you
he's
an
going to have to
example.
work.
They in the past, the doctors thought that people that have a heart condition, especially due to high blood pressure, they should just rest and don't do much.
Right,
And they discovered they made a mistake, because science is correcting itself constantly. It's not like the understanding and wisdom of God, which are constant. Science is knowledge, it's IQ. You have to correct yourself constantly with that. But I I think um, you know it, it's good to understand that, like for instance, they put these people in bed and they died. So now they understand it and they let them do some exercise, physical therapy, move around, because when you do movement, then you create vasodilation. In other words, the blood vessels dilate and the blood pressure goes down.
right,
They didn't know that. I'm walking myself. I used to walk 10,000 steps or more. Lately, I've been busy, and I have to admit that I don't walk always as much, but I do walk a lot. And I'm 87, so I think it's. As the father of medicine, Hippocrates, the Greek, 2,400 years ago, put it, walking is the best medicine because it mobilizes every organ. We can approach it from that angle too, and not only the digestive and the needy and the spiritual part, but we can approach it that way. So uh, this kind of things that we're learning in medicine, that is supposed to be a science, in my view, medicine will always remain a science combined with art, the art of divine healing, because that's the way it started in the temples of healing in Egypt, Greece, and other places. 6,000 years ago, they were temples of healing. You would bring the good spirit to heal you through hypnosis. Through hypnosis is, by the way, the longest. Uh, CPT code, uh, used in medicine, uh, 6,000 years old, but people put it aside. I'm continuing to practice self hypnosis in the hypnosis, and advise people to practice something similar, meditation, and and just to find themselves and their specific needs, because we're talking generally, and there are 8 billion people and each one has different needs. Like one disease manifests completely different than in another person, in one person, and then vice versa. And so you want to be specific, and how you are specific by a patient doctor relationship, you and yourself relationship. You are your doctor when the greatest of doctor, God, is watching you, and you are the messenger to yourself. And if you are a qualified doctor too, certainly all the credit goes to God. Still, you listen to God in the final analysis after you use your science and your understanding and your wisdom that you derive from the Almighty. And I know orthopedic surgeons that are my friends, and they pray to God before they go to surgery, and they ask God. They know how to do surgery. I don't know how to do that. I'm not an orthopedic surgeon. I'm a psychiatrist, but I'm a general doctor too. So anyway, stop it. Stop it,
That's
Adrian.
okay. It's
Yeah.
okay.
Well,
It's a lot of information.
yeah. So basically, uh, God is the greatest healer. If we are connected to God, then we are receiving the greatest healing knowledge, right?
Yeah,
And prayer and fasting, when I do to combine them, that's when I become super clear, and I just feel like elevated. I feel like happier. Not only that, but when I work on people, I see clearer. So if I'm to see something in their body that is out of alignment within the physical being into the spiritual being into the energetic being, that I'm clearer when I'm fasting. So
Mhm.
I've just had a lot of experience with this. So, but as far as the thing for Sunday, I want everyone to know that I will, start my day and I will pray for every single person whoever you are, I'll be praying for you and keeping us all in prayer for that day, for our nation and for the world. I know I say pray for America, but without America, obviously, the whole rest of the world goes a little bonkers.
that's
So,
a good point, because
yeah,
the devil finds portals also in political
exactly.
alignments. So
Yeah.
I like the ones that are more negative. The devil seems to attach itself to it.
Exactly, exactly. And I
Mhm.
love that you talk about that. Since you're talking about that, which is amazing, I also want everybody to tune in Saturday for the Unseen Realm podcast, because we have some spectacular news to share. We have two amazing people that are going to be present with us on the show. This is the first time we've ever done that. First time we've had guests. So, uh, we have a few minutes, so why not, Dr. Adrian, why don't you talk? Can you say who Mario? So it's Mario and Kadrosha Onakero. I just go by Mario. I don't even know his last name. So he's in my
Mario Domina.
okay, just like just Mario. So we thought,
In a past life, I was from Sicily myself. I was in Aquino, in Italy. So and he's from there too. And so I guess we have something in common there too. But we have in common our character. He's a good character. He's my friend. Mario is a filmmaker, and he wants to help to spread the good word. So
yeah.
I'm for that.
Me too. And then I think he's just wonderful. And then my friend Kadrosha, Ko Carol. However, I don't know how God put that together, but she's been very instrumental in when I first started back in media. I met her, and she has been instrumental in everything. I didn't know about IMDb. IMDb. That's important for anybody that was an actor or an actress. You're all supposed to be on that now. And so I was able to get on that because that was my former life. That was my life. I
Yeah, we
wasn't
are
a
on the same page. I'm
yeah,
there too. So
yeah. You're on, and so Des probably on there too. But it's like we just have some special announcements, and I'm just going to wait till then to not say anything else. But um, Desiree, you'll be there too. What do you think about Saturday having that be some special happening?
Well, I'm excited. I'm all thinking like I gotta work on a reel.
I
That's what I'm
know
thinking.
we have to
I
look
gotta
for
work on some
everyone.
promo here. Yeah.
This is going to be so good. But we're really
Yeah, I'm
excited.
excited though because it is our first time. I want to be ready, I'm looking forward to this. I have really enjoyed our platform, how Archbishop Ronald Phil has like the whole podcast itself, to have an area to discuss openly how we do with love. Everybody is so
Yeah.
loving, and I really, really appreciate that. I think it is like what people want to say, a safe place, to ask. These are intimate questions because they're questions that are close to our hearts. They're questions that, we don't really want to talk about, or, that sometimes we're just like, you can get made fun of, it's vulnerable questions. But they're true questions, they're honest questions. And these are real, true, honest responses. And, it's not even just that, but we're putting ourselves on there, and so I think it's great, and I love the fact that it's just growing. I believe in this. I can see it, as it is, and so I'm here, and whatever I can do, I'm hands and feet. All glory for God.
Yeah. So hope everyone. I know a lot of you are on that chat a lot too. So please join us for that special day. Also, I have the explaining the unexplainable show with exorcist Bishop Joshua Sparks, and that's tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on the Web Radio Network. And we have a really great guy. It's the third time he's come back. His name is Charles Romans, and he has just a lot of different things, but he shares about the legends of, he calls it shadows of legends. So he'll talk about the legends of the certain paranormal things. It's very fascinating. A really great researcher, and wonderful speaking voice. Just he'll be on tonight, and I hope everyone joins us for that
So
as well.
cool.
It's going to be pretty great. Is there before we close, Dr. Adrian? Is there anything you and Desiree would like to say before we close the show?
Well, first of all, thank you for giving me the opportunity to uh, to be here in your show, and I thank the viewers. And if there's something that they align with in what we talked about, certainly I would welcome. And God bless all. And thank you for participating in this activity, which is, I think, um, a way to help humanity, because we live in a very crucial time when the existential issue is raised, and good will always prevail, as always did,
Mhm.
over the evil. And I'm sure about that God has it already built in its master plan. So I wish
Yes.
all the best.
Desiree, what about
Man.
you? How about you, Des?
Oh, well, I guess, like, in the fasting, if I could share anything, for those that may feel like challenged, and you had asked me about discipline, well, I get to share about that again, but I call it challenged. And in fact, it's funny you're talking about that because it seems that I've been talking about this a lot. Yeah, some people can. I call it challenges. In my mind, and so no matter how big the quote unquote discipline may be or the challenge is, I'm not a quitter, and so I refuse to quit. And in a sense, this is how I kind of am as a kid and growing up, and now as an adult. And so when we're fasting or in this, okay, it's not about perfection. When you're thinking and focusing all about this, I got to do right, I got to do this and all that. you are taken away from what it is. It's not about perfection. It's not about I have to do it's about what's in here, your heart. It is an opportunity for you to just really Dr. Adrian, if you can rewind like the way he explained about the food,
Yeah.
when you do if it is a food, it's about taking a moment and taking your time. When we learn about God, and we hear about God too, but he's also gentle, he is all slow to anger, he's patient, he's everlasting, so also too, the world is very fast, 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 impulse, 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 impulse. So the challenge is to restrict the impulse control, restrict the distractions, of like of this and that, the quote unquote cravings that we may think we have, the illusion of it. Drink a glass of water, read something for 5 to 10 minutes to isolate that. Your body will know. This is why that self-awareness is so important. And then do that. And if in case accidentally in whatever moment you do forget, and I like I said, I'm thinking I'm going up a mountain, and you realize that, I believe that every moment is a new moment with God when you're walking with God. So once I realized I messed up, and I was like, oh goodness, well, I believe in Jesus Christ. I'm a follower. So I was like, oh no, I messed up. I'm thankful Jesus, like, did it for me. And so in my mind, I'm like, so in that moment, that's when I'm going to take that new moment and have that new, Dr. Adrian would call that maybe when I was a Buddhist, it would be like a incarnated moment, or like, I would like, a phoenix that just burned and I re-rise,
Yeah.
however we want to express it in a sense. But as a believer, I understand it as, Jesus has me right here. He's been walking with me. God's been walking with me. Okay, well, guess what? The next moment just passed. I'm on the next second. Let me just correct myself and continue on. That is the grace, and that's our faith, belief, and just continue, and just make that a mental note. So guess what? Next time, be a little bit more self-aware and grow. And if you didn't accomplish anything, you accomplished one thing. You learned something about yourself. And that may have been that revelation that you needed amongst anything else. So that's what I wanted to share. I guess if I had to share anything. Thank you.
Those are beautiful.
Right.
Thank you. And so I will say one thing. I think everything they just said is so perfect. Please go back and rewatch the show and listen again, because these are such keys. They're like precious things that we could really learn from. And one thing I also know is that they're right about this, like second by second. If you're suffering, if you're depressed, just you gotta keep paddling. You get to the shore. It's always just keep on going. Just don't give up, ever. Never give up. And prayer and fasting is so important for you. And God bless you all. Thank you all for being here with us. And I look forward when Dr. Adrian comes back in a couple of weeks or 3 weeks from now. And I look forward to seeing Desiree next week. Oh, I didn't realize it, but I had scheduled a previous interview next week, and I think it's at 12, like in that time period. So Desiree and I might have to rework our schedule, or we may not have a show next week. I don't know how we could do it, but I just saw that this morning. So anybody, just know I'll post that about next week at this time period. Pretty sure I'm not going to be able to do it at this time period, but maybe we could rearrange it at a different time. So just letting everyone know that I won't do that again. I booked that a couple of months ago, and I just totally didn't realize I was going to start this show. So anyway, because I go with what God says. God says do that, right? Let's do this. Okay. Okay. So anyway, thank you all. Thank you, Desiree, for helping me
Thank you.
create this show. Thank you,
Hey, no
Dr.
problem.
Adrian, for being here with us again today and sharing this amazing uh, teachings and wisdom. And thank you to the audience. Thank you all for being here, whoever's going to be here now, tomorrow, the next day, in the future. We love you and we thank you. God bless you.
God bless you. Thank you.
Feel good, I feel great. I'm living